Yeah, hello, what's good, everybody? Boy, Roman Puss here with the one and only summoning gacha animation guide. Now, a couple of y'all have been asking me, hey, what are some indicators? What are the meanings? How does this work overall? And I'll be honest, it actually is a new point of view as a person. It's kind of weird going into a new gacha game and you don't fully understand the summon animations and what's going to be good and what's going to be bad. Some are simple and some have a little more intricacies to them. Kind of like opbr, it can be a little bit trickier, but there are a few things you want to look out for when you're playing. Now, some people have speculation. Honestly, I don't think anyone has it 100% figured out, as no one has like labeled it. So it depends. Some people think it's a point-based system. Some people think it's just one straight indicator. I think for sure there are definitely some things that you can use to narrow down. If you didn't get the featured unit, you can definitely go by those. And we're going to go over a few of those and dive in. So let's take a look. First things first. When you start the summon animation, you'll have Luffy, and he will either be by himself or he'll have a couple of his crewmates. So the more crewmates that you have, if you have the entire crew, the luckier the summon. So that's generally one good solid indicator that you can go by and use as you are going and doing your pulls. Now, if you're one of those who just skips, that's fine. I like to sit there and watch the animation if I know it's going to be good. If I know it's absolutely garbage, I will skip it. But usually the crew, I feel like, has a lesser indicator. And if some people say it is a point-based system, so you get like 3 points for having a large amount of crew, you get like 3 points for the other indicators, and it's like 1, 2, 3 points. I don't know, it depends on the person. I don't necessarily know if I believe the point-based system. It could be true, but I'm not positive. Anyways, the next indicator that you'll straight up see when you begin is the pure amount of treasures sitting in the gold stack pile that you see when you're walking up to the treasure. Now, obviously, if it's empty, you might as well just skip it. It's probably going to be garbage. But if it's like a lot of treasures and they're shining and sparkling, oh, it's an 80% chance it's going to be a good one. You have to wait until you see these other indicators that I'm about to talk about in a second. This next one, the number on the tree in the background. You'll first notice it when Luffy's running up to the treasure stack, but then you'll also see it when he goes to pull the flag out of the top. This can either be 14, 27, or 32. Now, 32 is generally what you're looking for. If it's 14, you can just straight up realize you're not getting a 4-star for the most part, or if you are getting a 4-star, it's going to be a step up. So 14 is generally really bad. 27 is possible to get the featured unit, and you can potentially get like EX on 27, but it's very unlikely. So just keep an eye out. 27 is iffy, 14 is for sure a no-go, and 32 is the best that you can get, and that's what you want. I don't know necessarily what these numbers mean or symbolize, whatever the word I'm looking for, so I'm not positive entirely, but those are some things. Next, you have the flag color. Now, I think this one plays very little role in it. If it is a black flag, you can go and kiss your 4-star goodbye, or kiss your like featured unit goodbye. If it's a black flag, you're generally getting nothing. If it's a red flag, it is possible to get the featured unit. That is definitely, I have gotten that before, so you can do that. And then if it's the gold flag, that's your best indicator, and you are shining. So that is the perfect one, and that you want to look for, and you'll be shining. Another indicator is the bubbles in the background. So when you are summoning, you'll have bubbles in the background, and just the more there are, the better the chances. So that's entirely up to you, depending on like what you think, and if you feel it's a really small indicator, and honestly I hardly ever pay attention to them, so that one you can probably skip for the most part. It's really not that big of a indicator. So the bubbles are there. Next, you have the pink strip. I think a lot of people say this is wrong. I think if this pink strip is not there, it is almost guaranteed that the featured unit is not going to be a thing. So just keep that in mind. You'll have a pink strip that I'll show you. There's a little pink flash when you have the pull symbol. That is there. You could potentially go for that. Now, that brings me to the next symbol. You have the pink strip that symbols above the pull strip, but the actual font of the pull word itself is also like meaningful. So if it's the big red flashy with the gold shining, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So that is a good indicator. You potentially could get the unit right then and there. So that is an option. That's a possibility. Just keep that in mind as well. As for the words, I believe there are 3 different fonts that you have for the pull symbol. You have the white with the blue, and then you have just the red, and then you have the golden with the red outline. So I believe it is just those 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could be 4 or more. But I believe it is just those 3. So you want to be looking for the gold font. That is your number 1 indicator. That's going to be looking nice. So lastly, one of your biggest indicators is without a doubt the Snake Man versus Bounce Man when you do pull a 4-star. Now, Snake Man, I swear, like 99% of the time happens to be the featured unit, but I have definitely gotten not the featured unit on Snake Man, so it is possible to not get the featured unit. Unfortunately, they do really bait you with that, because usually when you see Snake Man, it is the featured unit, but it is possible that it is not a 4-star. Now, you can get Bounce Man and pull the featured unit depending on the banner and depending on the luck and all the things that you see there, so it depends on how it goes. So overall, I don't think anyone has it figured out. Let me know what you guys think. That is just kind of a slight guide, an indicator of things to be looking out for when you're summoning. I know many people have seen me summoning and are like, Roman, what are you talking about with these numbers? What does that mean? What are you on about? So that is a little explanation into that. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys found this video useful. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but I'm your boy Roman Puss. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe. Check out my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord down in the description below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, peace, beautiful people.